Have you ever felt guilty for exploring your spirituality beyond what you were raised with? Maybe you love your religious roots, but feel a calling to explore more deeply. But as soon as you start seeking answers, a pit falls in your chest. This isn't the way that I was raised. People are going to say this is wrong. I want to share something that changed everything for me. God wants you to expand your thinking. And the proof? It's in the Word. Let me show you. I was brought up pretty faithfully in the church. We attended Mass every week, I received all of my sacraments, and my family really leaned into the structure and clarity that our religious framework provided for us. And in a lot of ways that felt good. I love my religious roots. They've been fantastic for me and provided me a beautiful foundation for my life. There was something comforting about knowing that we were living in the right way. But eventually I realized I wasn't really building an authentic relationship with God. I was simply checking boxes. And while my religion gave me a beautiful foundation for the rest of my life, love, support, community, and traditions, I soon learned something really powerful that shifted everything for me. Faith isn't a noun, it's a verb. Faith isn't just something you have, it's something you do and practice every day. During a particularly difficult season in my life, I knew that I needed to find a way to connect to God in a deeper way. And so I started leaning more into meditation, manifestation, and doing consciousness work. And something amazing happened. These practices started changing everything for me. My mind cleared, my heart softened. Even though my circumstances hadn't changed, I was changing in them, and it felt really good. I started talking directly to God, and God started talking directly back to me. But even then, in all of this relief and joy that I was feeling in the spiritual growth, guilt would creep in. Was I doing something wrong? Was I abandoning the faith that I loved? Every time I started spiraling into one of these guilt trips, something amazing happened. God would send me a verse, exactly the verse that I needed, exactly when I needed to hear it. I know I'm not the only one who's experienced this tension between the faith that you grew up with and expanding your mind and growing in your own way. So many people feel drawn to deepen their spirituality, but are held back by limiting beliefs or the fear of being judged. But here's the truth. God isn't judging you. People are. When your intentions are rooted in light, love, and growth, God's going to support every step of that journey with you. Today, I'm going to share 7 verses that guided me out of guilt and into alignment, clarity, and peace. The first verse I want to share with you guys today is from the book of Jeremiah. It's from chapter 33, verse 3, and it reads, "Call to me and I will answer you, and I will show you great and mighty things that you do not know." This is a great place to start. It's my ultimate reminder that the universe always responds. Not only is the universe always responding to your calls, it's always conspiring for your good. Even in those moments that feel heavy or unclear, know that you're being supported and guided every step of the way. The next verse I have to share with you today is Proverbs 11:25. "A generous person will prosper. Whoever refreshes will be refreshed." This is pure karmic law, just in biblical form. Karma isn't something that's often talked about at the pulpit, but it's a real universal truth that's embodied in a lot of messages that we know today. What goes around comes around. You get what you give. And my personal favorite, the golden rule. Treat others the way you want to be treated. I think it's really important to understand this principle of karmic law and how it can guide you on your journey. Karma isn't punishment, it's alignment. When you're acting in a way that's aligned with God and your creator, it's going to feel good. You're going to get positive feedback on that because God wants you to stay on the course. When you do something that's negative, that maybe takes you off of your spiritually divine path, it's going to feel bad. Maybe it'll come up as negative emotion or negative experiences with others. It's important to remember that this isn't retribution or punishment. It's divine course correction. It's a gentle nudge for you to get back on the right path. The next verse I want to share with you today is a personal favorite of mine. It is Jeremiah 29:11. "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future." This is my personal affirmation of hope. I stumbled across it during a particularly challenging period of my life, and it became a life preserver that I held on to in difficult moments. This is a great reminder that no matter how difficult a season of life may feel, God is orchestrating something beautiful behind the scenes for you, even if you don't see it yet. When life becomes chaotic and you feel lost, let this verse be your compass. The next verse I have for you today is from the Gospel of Matthew. It's from book 21, verse 22, and it reads, "If you believe, you will receive whatever you ask for in prayer." Now, this is just the law of attraction in the Bible, plain and simple. I also really like this verse, and it resonates deeply with me because it highlights an important truth. Prayer isn't just about asking, it's about feeling and believing. When you bring your prayers and intentions to God, you have to believe that you've already received it. He's already taken care of it for you. It is so important to align your emotions with the reality that you're praying to experience. It's the only way any of it's going to come through. I also want to highlight with this verse that if God's put a desire in your heart, it's because He wants you to have it. It's divinely meant for you. Don't be afraid to lean in and believe that it's yours already. If the desire's in your heart, God placed it there. And He placed it there because He wants you to have it. The next verse I've got for you today is from Proverbs. It's chapter 3, and it's verses 9 and 10. And it reads, "Honor the Lord with your wealth, with the first fruits of all your crops. Then your barns will be filled to overflowing, and your vats will brim over." I think when a lot of people hear this verse, they think about it in terms of tithing and giving your money to the church. And while yes, that can be a beautiful, lovely thing to do if you're doing it with the right intention, that's not the only way that I interpret this verse. When I think about giving God my first fruits, I think about the things that are most valuable to us here on earth: time, attention, and presence. When this verse came into my life, it caused me to take a step back and reflect on what I was doing and areas maybe I wasn't offering up the first fruits of my time. And I realized in a lot of areas, I was giving God the scraps of my day. Half asleep bedtime prayers, scattered thoughts throughout the day, and not carving out time to spend with my Creator. When I started offering God intentional present time, everything shifted for me. And if you think about it, it makes sense. No relationship is going to thrive if it feels like an afterthought. Your relationship with God is the same way. It needs consistent nourishment, not just the scraps and leftovers. This next one's lengthy, but I think it's really good. It's from the Gospel of Luke, chapter 10, verses 38 through 42, and it reads, "As Jesus and His disciples were on their way, He came to a village where a woman named Martha opened her home to Him. She had a sister called Mary, who sat at the Lord's feet listening to what He said. But Martha was distracted by all the preparations that had to be made. She came to Him and asked, 'Lord, don't you care that my sister has left me to do the work by myself? Tell her to help me.' 'Martha, Martha,' the Lord answered, 'you are worried and upset about many things, but few things are needed, or indeed only one. Mary has chosen what is better, and it will not be taken away from her.'" This is a really powerful verse, I think, especially for the season of my life that I'm in, because it highlights the importance of intention over a sense of duty and obligation. Women especially are taught the virtues of being helpful, self-sacrificing, and endlessly giving. But Martha's service didn't feel good for her. She felt resentful and overwhelmed. She wasn't taking care of her home because she just loves homemaking. She was doing it out of a sense of obligation, something she felt she had to do to be made worthy of Jesus' presence in her home. Her sister Mary, on the other hand, followed her pure desires. She sat at Jesus' feet and got to be fully present with Him. In this verse, Mary is the embodiment of divine feminine alignment, choosing presence over pressure and desire over duty. In this crazy, fast-paced world that we live in, it's really important to remind yourself, especially as women, that God honors the heart, not the hustle. And the last verse I want to share with you guys today is from the Gospel of John. It's from chapter 14, verse 14, and it very simply and clearly reads, "If you ask me anything in my name, I will do it." And I had to end on this note because it's the simplest, clearest affirmation of them all. God wants you to co-create your life with Him. So ask Him. Believe He's given it to you already, and sit back and receive His abundant blessings. If you stayed with me so far, thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. I hope these 7 verses remind you of one simple truth. Your spiritual journey is yours, and God is walking the path with you. You are safe to explore. You are supported in your endeavors, and God is so proud of you for seeking Him in deeper, more authentic ways. If you resonated with this video, please drop a comment down below and let me know what verse landed closest to your heart. Even just an emoji down below, I'd just like to see what lands for you. I also keep a running list of verses on my phone that hit me during these divine moments. So if you guys would like to hear a part 2, please let me know, because I definitely have more to share. Please know that I'm sending you so much love and support as you continue on your own spiritual path. Know that you are so supported, you are so loved, and you are so abundantly blessed. Bye, guys.